Now let's try and understand how we can use idioms for the speaking module of IELTS. Now, one of the things that separates native English speakers from those learning the language is the correct use of idioms. Now, these idioms, they the meaning is not clear from the words, but it's just that they have different meaning from the exact literal meaning of it. Like for example, in a nutshell, so it's got to do with nut, but in a nutshell means that you're trying to summarize. So idiom is a group of words or phrase that through common usage has a meaning that is not clear from the words themselves. It may help to boost your score, but honestly it is not necessary. Content plays a very important role, but if you use idioms, it might help. Idioms are used informally most of the time, and therefore they should not be used in the writing test. Spoken English is less formal than the written English. So using idioms but at the wrong place or inappropriately would impact your band, would rather reduce your band rather than improving it. Now, if you use them correctly, you may get a high band, but that's not the only reason why you get a high band. There are all the factors taken together would help you get a good band. But the usage of idiom could give a little bit positive impression on the examiner, which is again completely optional. For example, you could use around the clock, which means open 24 hours a day. The phrase around the clock is used mostly when someone is hard at work, or how do you relax your body and mind, and you talk about having a sound sleep or doing some workouts, etc. Then beat the clock, which means it is used most commonly to take action or finish a task before a deadline, which means you succeed in something before it is up. Do you like your job? And then you could say, it challenges my capabilities. I always manage to beat the clock on delivering my project work. Down to earth, practical and direct in a sensible, honest way. So you can use it as, I've never met a more down to earth person like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So you can use it in multiple ways. With flying colors, which means to pass something with a high score, and you could use it to answer a question like, what is your future plan? After passing with flying colors, I plan to establish a company or work with a multinational, etc. Then over the moon means you're very happy. Now you cannot use these kind of phrases in your writing because they have a little bit informal usage. So you can use it in your speaking test to express your emotions in a better way. So this is basically just a way of expression. So do you know how to cook? Yes, I cook. I'm over the moon whenever I cook food for my family. So that's a little bit informal way of talking. Please do not use these phrases for written test. But yes, for speaking, it may just make your speaking a bit more impressive. But again, as I said before, it is optional. So you can use different phrases and idioms like lend an ear to listen carefully, or a friendly way to someone, on cloud nine, very happy, in deep water, have mixed feelings about something, next to nothing, put yourself in somebody's shoes, or on the ball. So each of these words are followed by meanings and examples, so you can see how they are used. You can go back to this slide when you are preparing your content for your questions for the speaking module. Again, you have some more phrases. Full of beans, which means a person who is lively. So you would use it as, I really enjoy being with my best friend because he's always full of beans. So get a head start. Ball in your coat. Every cloud has a silver lining, which means you're looking at a positive side of everything. So similarly, driving me up the wall. Back to the drawing board. Go to that extra mile, doing something more than what is required. My mother will always go the extra mile to help people. Okay, so there are some more. Actions speak louder than words. A piece of cake means very easy. Like, this is a piece of cake for me. Or maybe, typing is a piece of cake for me. So against the clock, do something as fast as possible. Once in a blue moon, which means happens rarely or seldom. Soulmate, someone you really trust deeply. Now you could use, smart idioms like be glad to see the back of, which means be happy when a person leaves. Beat around the bush, best of both words. best thing since sliced bread, which means a good invention or innovation, a good idea or plan. So, as I said, it is optional to use these idioms. If you use them, it might make your speaking a bit impressive, but do not worry or get disheartened if you do not use them. You can still get a very good band because there are multiple other parameters of evaluations, but you can definitely go through these slides to enhance your vocabulary and probably try to use them whenever you can. But remember one thing, use whatever you use appropriately at the right place, because incorrect usage will reduce your band and not boost your score. Thank you.